This is a perfect example of why, because I saw someone in the chat ask me, do I own any spot? Yes, I do. As much as I may not have perfectly played this move, the fact that I own spot helps me not have nearly as much FOMO, and I'm making money, right? My assets are appreciating in value. Go look through my old tweets, go watch my old streams. I've been saying this for months now. $10,000 to $20,000 Bitcoin, somewhere between kind of 600 to 1200 Ethereum. Those are the numbers, or 500 to 1000 Ethereum, those kind of ranges. I'm like, this is where I want to accumulate. I said, I think 10 to 20K Bitcoin. This is why, because I think that this 10 to 20K range that we're in, right? Maybe we see the lower part of it, maybe we don't, is like the 3 to 6K range of the last cycle. I don't need to buy the bottom. I just need to be close. You could have bought Bitcoin at 10K last cycle and you crushed it. You didn't need to buy at 3,000. So I started buying at 6, 5, 4, some buys at 3. All of a sudden, my average price is 4,500 bucks. It looks pretty fucking good. I think the same thing happens here. If you start buying below 20K, yeah, we went down to 15, you bought a little more. Now let's say your average is at 17.5. Are you not stoked right now? You're up 5,000 per Bitcoin acquired. And this is why, because we don't know how low it's gonna go. It might go down to this 10K area. It might not, but if you're buying between 20 and 10 and it only comes halfway, and then this is the new bull run, at least you were able to get some exposure, and now you can add more exposure as we go up. But if you're like, hey, no, we're going to 10K and I'm not buying until it goes to 10, well, what happens if this was the bottom? Are you just not buying, or are you just gonna be salty and short the entire way up? This is why you have to have that kind of a plan, and it paid dividends for me because we did not go to 10K here. We had FTX, the second largest exchange, and Sam, one of the most influential people in the space, completely implode. We've had 3AC implode, multiple funds zeroed. We had Celsius, Voyager, like the list goes on. So much shit has broken and gone wrong, and we only went down to 15K. That doesn't mean that we still can't go lower, but when we're down 75, 80% off of all-time high, and all of this FUD has happened and a ton of forced selling is already done, eventually you got to start considering buying, okay? So that's why I said you got to have that 10 to 25, that 10 to 20K range. That's where I was looking to buy. So I got some fills on spot. I'm not fully deployed, but I got to a point where I said, okay, this is low enough. I'm willing to risk some money here on spot, knowing that it can go up from here or it can go lower and I might be underwater. But with spot, you don't have leverage. So there is no liquidation. You're not seeing that big red number. Your one Bitcoin you bought at 20K is still one Bitcoin at 15K. Real quick, guys, this video is brought to you in partnership with Utrust. So as you guys know, I've been working with Utrust for a while. This is a company that I have invested in personally, and they've continued to iterate and grow and get more market share over the last couple of years. And with all the craziness that's going on in the crypto space right now, it's great to see a company like Utrust still focusing on privacy and making a real world use case for crypto for payments. So you can do online payments with digital currencies. It gives e-commerce businesses the ability to accept digital currencies and get all the benefits of that you wouldn't get with traditional payment methods. Used in over 180 countries, nearly every industry. They support more than 30 currencies worldwide, and they're partnered with some of the biggest businesses and organizations around the globe. What's really exciting is the transition from Utrust to X-Money. X-Money is going to be part of the larger vision of the Multiverse X, which is going to be encompassing decentralization, privacy, and the metaverse. And Utrust, which will soon be X-Money, will be handling the payment aspects of that vision. So very exciting stuff coming from the Utrust team, and really appreciate them for supporting me and the channel. So this is why you have to have that type of a plan, because sometimes moves like this, maybe they catch you offside, or maybe you were just greedy and you were waiting for too low. But I know tons of people last cycle who were waiting to buy 1 to 2K never got it. So if you never got your bottom buys, you better at least have a plan to get involved after certain criteria are met in terms of price going up. Or you got to prepare to buy in a range. Some people like to clown on dollar cost averaging. I personally don't. I nailed the last bottom because I bought in the bottom range. I didn't buy the bottom with 100% of my stack. And some of my buys were as much as 50% down. But once that bottom formed and I averaged down a little, and then the trend changed, I was sitting very pretty. And I think think that this is similar. So again, I'm not saying that the bottom's in. We could have another leg down. And maybe we do get those 10K fills, but guess what? I will just buy more. And I'm not looking to unload any of the spot that I bought below 20K unless it's like a 2X. Like if we get to like 30 to 40K, okay, maybe I'll consider selling some of that spot and reloading. But otherwise, this is spot that I plan on holding for the next cycle. So I don't know, but I will buy more if it goes lower, but I have some exposure if it doesn't, and I have a plan to get more exposure if it doesn't, right? And you need to think about that as well. So hopefully some of you guys bought some spot, because I know, and let me know in the chat, I've been preaching this message of 10 to 20K Bitcoin and Ethereum in that bottoming range is like, hey, here's what I'm looking to buy. 85% off last all-time high brings us to that 10K number. But guess what? We went down 76% with all of the FUD in the fucking world, and you didn't buy any? I want to pull up a tweet here from, I think it's from Don Alt, because I retweeted it. Agree with Don. So Don said, seems reasonable. I will lose the investment to gain 5x more. And I think 5x is more likely than losing it all. So he basically started buying at 16. Stop is 0. This is what I did last cycle. I talked to you guys about this. My stop on those buys was 0. So I'm either making money or Bitcoin is going to 0. So then I posted, agree with Don. If you think both BTC and ETH make even conservative new highs in the future, you're getting a 5x on your investment around these levels. Better ROI than day trading. Most of you will never 5x an account. Like, that's hard to do. I think people don't realize how hard it is to do a 500% gain. And that's just on your spot. Most people are better off just buying and holding. That's just the facts. But I've been saying this for a while. 10 to 20K BTC, 500 to 1,000 Ethereum. Buys are going to look really smart in a few years. How much more bad news can there be? What else could be going wrong? I'm nibbling at these levels. I have ammo for lower. So I've been saying this. This is not the first time I tweeted this. I've been tweeting this for literally ever. Let's see, 10 to 20K. Let's see if I have anything pop up here. Here's October. Been saying this for a while. If you can buy 10 to 20K BTC, 500 to 1,000 ETH, you're probably real comfy next cycle. I've been echoing this for a while. September, right? So September, where were we in September? Okay, September, we were trading back, still up pre-FTX here. So I'm tweeting this in September, in October, right? And then the dump actually happened. I've been saying this for a while. I like 10 to 20K and 500 to 1,000 is bottom areas. That's say you got to have a plan to get exposure in case we don't go that low. And of course, you have to be prepared that early buys may be underwater for some time. I bought 5 to 3K, 200 to 90 last cycle, worked out well. So I'm not bullshitting you. Guys, this is what I've been saying over and over and over again. So hopefully some of you did this shit too.